That's a sampling of the amazing moves you will see when the Seven Fingers Troupe performs Traces right here in Denver.
And joining us this morning is the co-director and choreographer, Gypsy Snider. Welcome, Gypsy.
Hello.
It's nice to have you here.
The pleasure is mine.
You know, we have seen so many blockbusters at the Denver Center, but this is really set apart. There are no glamorous settings, no fairy tales, as one might recall from Cirque du Soleil performances. What made you choose such a gritty setting?
I think that, you know, as a company, the Seven Fingers have always, what we're trying to do is really reach out and grab people in the audience and find a way for people to really be able to relate to the acrobatics. It's not that fantastic, you know, glittery, sparkly, fantastic character. You really have this sort of a kind of a one-on-one, maybe a Facebook kind of relationship or friendship that develops with the artists on stage throughout the show, except for that it's not Facebook, it's real. They're sweating and falling and throwing and tumbling right in front of you. And it's really, it creates a more sort of intimate experience with the audience.
That's cool. So it's gritty, it's bold, but it's positive, isn't it?
The whole thing is really upbeat, and we really, you know, there's maybe sort of darker images, or that the set is very minimalistic, but the artists are so full of life, and it's so high energy. From the moment it starts to the very end, you can't believe that these young guys can do everything that they do. And the idea is really to get the audience motivated and inspired about living life to its fullest.
Like so many people with a circus background, you were born into the circus.
Yeah.
Give us a little of your family background and how you've seen this whole artistry evolve.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, when I was a kid, obviously everything that I knew was traditional circus, and we're talking from animals to sawdust to glitter and glitz. And at some point in the early 80s, even before Cirque du Soleil came to the United States, there was already this idea, this movement, that with circus, you know, the technique, with the acrobatics, you could start to express an idea or an emotion and really, in a way, tell a story with the technique, as you would with dance or theater. And when that started to happen, circus it kind of exploded and became one of these infinite art forms, in the sense of you can go so far with it. The acrobat can, you know, in our shows we speak to the audience, but then we can do these unbelievable tricks. So everything else just seems kind of dulled down a little bit, because everything with us is so extreme,
so vibrant,
and there's risk involved. You know, you see these kids and they're throwing themselves. It's up, you know, above the stage, and while we are a safety-first company, and while all of our shows are, you know, we put all the value into the acrobatics, and we treat it with absolute respect, the audience does constantly feel at any moment like, oh my God, how high are they going to jump? Are they really going to do that again and again? And it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's an exciting show. And given that, is it good for all ages then?
Oh, that's the best part about Traces. What I love about this show, and our producer here said this to me, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. He said that, you know, he saw the show with his teenage son, and at one point, one of the artists messed up and dropped something and sort of fell and tumbled over, and then got up, brushed himself off, and did it again. And what better message to youngsters than, not only is it not embarrassing to mess up. You have to mess up to be able to try and excel and go further. But not only that, to get up with a smile on your face and to do it again. That comes from old school circus, and I really think it's an incredibly positive message for youngsters. And the best part about Traces is that it's a show that teenagers are going to leave and they're going to go, oh my God, that was so cool. But the parents are going to leave and go, oh my God, that was so cool.
Oh, wonderful.
So
we're just about out of time, but we have to explain that the show doesn't open for another month. What brings you to town this week?
Well, the Denver Center for the Arts brought us out, and I think that they're really trying to promote this show as a really special experience. And I think it's really different from a lot of things that you're going to see at the Performing Arts Center. So there was an incredible event last night. I couldn't believe how many people showed up to support this show coming. And of course, you guys are really lucky to have such a wonderful Center for Performing Arts, and we're really honored to be there. Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being here. We're looking forward to the show.
Well, this is Gypsy Snider, and the show is Traces. It opens at the Stage Theater March 11th, and it runs through May. You can get ticket information on the denverchannel.com and schedules and all that stuff. Click on that big red TV button, which you'll find on the front page.